powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lego. I ain't here to wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug you.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God loves.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title? We're about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Lonzo, what up, though, bro? Appreciate you. Hey, man, y'all definitely got to get over there and check out bro Lonzo. That's the insurance brother. Man doing big things. And he got a lot of knowledge and information, not just on insurance, but on some man stuff, too. So definitely get over there and check out bro. I'm going to have to do a show with you one day, bro. Because the people want that information, man. They want to know about life insurance. So maybe I can do an interview. Maybe I can interview you, bro. I think that'd be dope. But yeah, I don't know if you got IG, but yeah, maybe I can interview you. Yeah. So what up, though, man? We gonna talk about bitter obsessions, right? We gonna talk about how bitterness can lead to an obsession. Y'all know I like talking about behavior and personalities and all that. And this is something that I think this conversation, right, it's good for a lot of reasons, because it's not only good to identify these things in other people, but also ourselves, right? Sometimes we can be going through something and not be aware of it. Like we can be doing something and think it's normal because our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, everybody went through this before, but we don't really know, like, hey, this is something that you don't have to go through without healing, without fixing it. You know, you don't have to this ain't the end, right? You just don't have to accept this. So that's why it's important to have these conversations, yeah, for awareness, just not only to see and understand this in other people, but sometimes ourselves. You know, that's why I have a lot of times I can have these conversations because this is the stuff I healed from. You know, like as far as personality, you know, I went through a lot, but there's a reason why I'm not bitter about things. Even, you know, the condition I'm in today. This just happened to me 3 years ago. It's people who love me that's like pissed off and can't let it go. And I'm telling them, like, man, chill. What's done is done. We can't do nothing about it, but what we can do is move forward. We can do that. So let's do that in the best way we can. You know, appreciate what we got. And I don't think about what I used to have. This is my life now. So I just got to do what's best with what I can do. You know, I'm not about to sit there and reminisce when I can see well. Nah, when I didn't have this tube in my head. No, I just make it do what it do today because I have that opportunity. That's me being in it now. So when I talk about these things, it's because I experienced it. You know, even this bitter. I didn't know what bitterness was, right? You know, for a large Commander, what up, Nine? Appreciate you. That's my nine. That's my nine. Shout out to Commander, man. The Minister, the General of Defense is in the building. I did not know I was bitter. I didn't know it was a name from it, but it was stuff that I used to be mad at that happened years ago, and I was still mad at it. That's bitterness. It's nothing. Like I said, all this is nothing to say. Okay, no, I'm not bitter. I'm not this. I'm not that. Look, it's better to be aware of something so you can fix it than deny it. right? So anything you ruminate on, anger wise, sadness, jealousy, envy, any of those lower emotions, when you ruminate, it turns into bitter. So if someone did something to you 3, 4 years ago, and you still angry and pissed off, you're bitter about it. Anger, that emotion don't last too long. It turns into something. That's like if you leave old food out, what happens? Molds. When you don't fix or transmute that anger, it's going to turn bitter eventually. It's going to be bitter. Leave some grapes out. Leave some grape juice out. It's going to turn bitter. And that's what happens with anger, right? So that's what bitterness is. Any of these lower emotions that we ruminate on, ruminate means to dwell. When we dwell on these lower emotions, that anger becomes bitterness. Now, after a while, right, this is how it can lead, because you can be bitter about something and only think about it when people bring it up, right? I'm not going to say that's a healthy bitter, but it's levels to it, right? That's more healthier than constantly thinking about it. It's some things you ever experienced something and you just couldn't let it go. You constantly think it can be good or bad. You know, it can be something good that you really enjoy and you keep constantly thinking, you're obsessing over it. When you constantly have your attention on something for a long period of time, that's classified as an obsession. All right, it can be good or bad. No, some people got some good obsessions. They like to take care of themselves, their health. They watch what they eat, what they drink. You know, that's not, they obsessed with it. They obsessed with being healthy. That's okay. Some people may be obsessed with their significant other. As long as that's healthy and is wanted, that's okay. You know, as long as your obsession ain't hurting nobody, to me, my opinion, that's okay. As long as it's not hurting or violating or disturbing anybody else, I feel like that's okay. Liz B, what up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Liz B in the building, y'all. But as long as your obsessions don't hurt nobody. But the problem is, right, when it comes to this bitterness, when you're bitterly obsessed, when you angry and pissed off and mad and you don't want to let it go. I've seen in life where people were so angry and mad at something, then you're like, okay, let's solve the problem. They don't want the problem solved. No, they in that space. That's as Gary would say, that's their peace now. You know, the anger, the bitterness, the being pissed off. That's where they like to be. That's what's normal to them. That's what they comfortable with. You will get comfortable. Why? Because an obsession is something that you do repeatedly, right? So now when we talking about a situation happen, right? Because usually what makes people bitter is when they feel violated, when they feel injustice, when they feel hurt, when they feel embarrassed, when they feel like somebody did something to them. That's generally when people get angry, right? And if you can't let that anger go, like I said, the initial emotion of anger is not long. What comes from that is feelings, right? You get feelings of upset, mad, pissed off. You get all those feelings. But the initial emotion, the feeling, it goes into a thought. Now, being obsessed with something is a mindset. Bitterness is an emotion, a feeling. So now you got two volatile components. You have a negative way of feeling, and now you have a negative way of thinking, right? And what that becomes is a behavior. Why is that important? Because if you or someone you know is just constantly upset or mad, everything short fuse tempered, like they just, nothing is right. I know we all experience people like this. We all probably get people in our family, maybe distance, maybe close to us, who always finds something wrong with a situation. Never sees the positive, never sees nothing good. Now they have this mindset, this bitterness mindset. They always see the bad. You know how people see the glass half full? They pissed off because the glass got water in it and it ain't full. They pissed off because they didn't even want water in their glass. They go find something else. They go find something wrong with it, right? They will find something wrong with it. An obsession might not hurt someone, but it still might be unhealthy. Yeah, it is duality, to obsession. It's definitely duality. Um, it's duality with everything, you know. Bitterness is the opposite of happiness, you know. So even with an obsession, it's gonna be like I said, it's the intent. You can have healthy obsession. You can be obsessed with being healthy. You can be obsessed with doing the right thing. I mean, it's good obsessions too. It's just something that you're constantly thinking about, no matter what. That's on your mind. Facts about the water. Yeah, it will be people who will never, nothing will ever make them happy. You know, that's one sign. It's different signs that I'm talking about the bitterness mind state, the bitter obsession, being obsessed with being bitter. All this is going to lead into emotional addiction. That's why it's kind of cool that, a couple of these shows that I'm talking about, when I finally do talk about emotional addiction, it'll totally make sense. Because even think about what I'm saying now. It's people who, no matter what, it's something like the paranoid people just think want something to them. Why? Because they're ruminating on what was done to them. They still bitter about the initial. Think about this. I dated this girl, right? And she literally told me, well, I'm going to cheat on you before you cheat on me. I'm like, that's a bad way to think. And after we broke up, like years later, we became cool. We was cool. We actually started working together. So we was cool. And so we was talking about it one day. And she was like, yeah, I was so hurt. And I was so betrayed that every man I dated after that, I compared them to him. And if they do things that were similar, I just felt like they was about to do what he did to me. That's the thing, right? People can do the same thing for different reasons, right? People can do the same things for different reasons. So that's why I always try to look at people as an individual. And I understand it can be hard. And I'm not going to say I don't associate, but I don't put jackets on people unless I can confirm that's why you did something. I'm not going to say you did that, because even if I feel it, we was talking about discernment earlier. I can feel something and know my feeling can be wrong, because I have to identify my feeling. Why do I feel this way? Because sometimes, guess what? Your feelings about somebody else, that can reflect your own insecurities about you. I'm going to say that again. Those feelings you have about someone else, that can reflect your own insecurities. It might not even be the person. It might be you. It might just be you. See, Commander, this is why people don't like coming to listen to me. I understand now. Because don't nobody want to hear that they the problem. They want to hear everything and everybody else the problem, right? That's what most people want to hear. They don't want to hear I'm the problem. A lot of my conversations, you have to take accountability to put the work in. We talking about working on you. It really don't matter about nobody else. It really matter about you. But that your feelings sometimes that can be a reflection of your own insecurity. So it ain't the person that the problem. It's you. It's you. You the problem. And you. This is how you know that. If you think somebody think that they better than you, that's one indicator. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's not that person's thought. That's your thought. You're thinking that. Even thinking, unless the person said I'm better than you because of a person's actions, that's interpreting, right? But think about what you're saying. How is a person go act better than you? How do they even know how you act to act better than you? So what you're doing is judging their actions, and then you're looking at yourself. Right now, you gotta you gotta follow me. You have to follow me, right? This is why I tell people don't say that because we're looking at the why. Why did you say that? How did you come to that conclusion? If I'm watching somebody, unless they said I'm better than you, if I'm watching somebody, how can I think that they think that they better than me if they don't even know me? Unless they've been watching me and trying to outdo everything I'm doing. Even then, it's like, are they trying or are they just better than me? But you formulating the thought that someone is better than you, that shows that you feel or you even think that they're better, or at least that they're acting better. Lucia, what up, though? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, I believe I linked up with Lucia from the Ladies of I Talk. Shout out to the sisters. Appreciate you, Lucia. Y'all get over there and check her out. Commander, I believe it's her first time in the chat. Definitely, you can drop her link. You can definitely drop her link. Right. So that was just some sauce right there. That was just some sauce. But yeah, bitter obsession. When people can't let things go. And this is why it's important to learn from incidents. Because when you learn, you don't feel like you've been violated. No, you feel more empowered. Right? You learned, you gained something from it. You became stronger. So that incident or that person don't hold power over you no more. That's why it's important to heal from things. Because even sadness, that can turn to bitterness. And that can affect you in the future. Like I said, that young lady, I don't know how many dudes she dated before me and after me, but if she felt like someone wasn't answering her phone call, she just felt like she was traumatized by it, and it affected her actions. I've been in situations where it took me a long time to heal from, even with dealing with people. I was one of them people like you can't trust nobody in life because some of the closest people to me hurt me, and I felt like that. Like if they hurt me, anybody had hurt me. If they can do it, then anybody will do it. That's how I felt. And then I realized, like, once I healed, like, no, these are just messed up individuals. And I'm gonna encounter people like this, but I'm gonna encounter some good people too. Some people who will appreciate me, some people who so yeah, just don't let the bad apple spoil the good batch, you know. That's why it's important to heal because life will break you. Life can break you or it can build you. But it definitely can break you. Life can definitely break you in different ways. Sometimes we don't even know we broke because it's normal. Like I said, we probably seen our mothers, our fathers, we probably seen all these other people go through it, and we think like it's just my turn. It's just my turn. That's it. No, 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 no. It's not your turn. It's your turn to break the cycle. These generational curses and all that ain't nothing. but learned behavior. It ain't nothing but learned behavior. Lisa J. Stocks is in the building. What up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. Appreciate you, Dee Dee. Lisa, you know you can drop your link anytime. Hey, that's the money woman. Y'all better get over there and start playing. Stop playing. She teaching you how to use $5 and invest. How to turn 5 to 10, 10 to 20. You know, legal hustles. You know, we complain about no one is teaching these finances, and we got Lisa J, we got Prez, and they putting in the work. You know, so going over there watching, liking and sharing and getting the information is a easy way to support. Easy way. But there's other ways to support. But definitely get over there and check out her channel because she gonna tell you how. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Lady Shay, what up, sis? Lady Shay is in the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah. So, no, it's not your turn. You know, it's not your turn. It's things you can do. You know, with these generational cycles, because bitterness is one. Bitterness is one. Look, whatever you've been through, it hurt, don't feel good. You don't want to experience it, so you feel like you have to protect yourself from it. But the best way to protect yourself is learn from it, take something back from it, become empowered from it. You know, don't let it put you on skates. Don't let it put you on skates, because guess what? It's some nasty people in this world. There's some people that's gonna take advantage of you. There's some people that's gonna abuse you. But it's some people who will help you. It's some people who will appreciate you. It's some people who will love you. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference from the two, right? But that's why we have these conversations. This is why we share experiences, right? Because I can't know everything, but I know what I do know. I'm gonna share it with you, and what I share, take it. We add more. We add everybody perspective, and we get a clear picture. We be able to identify these things. It's better doing that than sitting there playing the victim, saying, "Oh, woe is me." No, we don't do that. We come up with solutions. We come up with solutions. But you know, this is what I do. You know, we got people to do a lot of different things. You know, Lisa do the finances. Her and Pred. You got Tay with the food. You know, you want to eat healthy, but you still miss that chicken, that fish, all that regular looking food. She making vegan food look normal. That's amazing, because that chicken, I'd be like, man, I want. We're doing it a healthy way, right? We got brother Gary. You already know he gonna teach you the Christ way. You got Santina doing mukbang. BDB doing his thing with the music, with the gaming. So it's different things you can get into over it, right? Different things. But all positive, man. All positive and building. So, but with this, but it's good to identify it, because then you kind of understand how. I used to wonder why people be so angry, man. Like, I understand, or you ever see somebody take something small and make it big? And I ain't talking about in a good way. I'm talking about people, like, the situation didn't call for that much energy, right? There was no reason to blow it out proportion. Why did that? Because the person is bitter. They bitter. Not saying they obsessed. I'm just saying they bitter. I got somebody who pissed off at me for something I did when we was, I had to be like 13 years old. 13 years old. And like still angry, like really angry, upset. They just not big enough to do nothing. Like, I'm bigger than him, and he know me, like, but he know I ain't gonna do nothing to him, so he try to guilt me. Like, bro, I can't even see no more. I'm legally blind. You can't make me feel bad for nothing I did when I was 13. All right, I'm paying for it now. This is my karma. Are you happy? You know, because what I did to you now, I can't see. You know, that's how I fuck with him. But but um, Unseen Express. But yeah. So you know, my boy, he's still and we family actually, but every time you see him, but I don't know, man. It's just weird. He's still mad at me. I thought he wasn't even mad, but no, he's really mad. And I'm like, oh man. But he bitter about it. He felt some type of way. No matter how many times I apologize, he won't let it go. It's like fuel for him. It's like now he got something to hold again. I don't know what it is, but it's funny. It's funny though. You know, that's all I can do is laugh because it's like, bro, I don't apologize. I I done did everything I can possibly do. And you still just go be mad. Okay, be mad. You just want something to be mad. And then we when my cousin died, we was drinking and he was like, you know why I won't let that go? And I'm like, why? He was like, I would have if you would have stayed an ignorant bastard, but no, you back to the angel. That's why I held on to it because nobody can think Dorian can do wrong. Nobody thought you did wrong. And then when you showed them you did wrong and you changed, they act like you was never like that. Now I know you still like, man, shut up. I know you still like that because you did this to me. Like, yeah. Uh, but that's what it is. That's what it is. People, you know, sometimes they just don't want to let things go, and understanding that you can't do nothing about it. You can't. People want to heal. If people want to change, they gotta have a desire within them. If they ain't got it in them to do it, no matter how much you help them, no matter how much you sacrifice them, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. They're just not. You can only help people who want to help, who willing to help themselves. You know, if a person ain't trying to be helped, no matter what you do to help them, it's just not go help. Just not. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, especially if it's somebody you care about. I've been in situations like that with loved ones where it's like you just can't help them. No matter what you do, I gave them a place to stay. They couldn't get a job. I put money in their pocket. You know, I made sure when I did stuff, they did stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't good enough. Just wasn't good enough. No matter, you know what, no matter what, it just wasn't good enough. So until a person want to be helped, you can't help. So if a person bitter and angry and just want to be mad, no matter what you do or say, it ain't gonna matter. It's not. It's not. So you got to be careful. Like if you know someone like this, just don't piss them off, and y'all gonna be cool. As long as long you don't become an outlet of their bitterness, you'll be fine. But I personally, I don't deal with people. I can't want uh, if I don't see you working on it, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it because it's gonna be difficult. Well, if a person working on themselves, then we all doing that. You know, who am I not to? I'm a humble man, you know, but I just don't tolerate people who not like people. I'm straight. I'm straight. Sometimes when you hold that bitter for so long, things will never go back the same. No, no, they won't. No matter how much you try to fix that relationship. Oh no, especially in a relationship, sometimes the person ain't gonna be the same no more. Like when you do something for so long, that's what you know. That's what you are. Consistency of behavior is what builds nature, or what is defined as nature. The nature of a person is the consistent behavior. So if you just walking around mad at everything, you do that for 10 to 15 years, it's gonna be hard to change that. It's gonna be hard. You got to put work in to change that. Because a lot of times that become a crutch to people because they be so mad on the inside and they got to get that out, right? They got to get it out because they've been holding on to it. So them playing the victim a lot of times give them reasons to do what they do. It justifies what they do. Yeah, like shout out to Sailor when she asked that question. You know, we gonna talk about And like I say, it's different circumstances why people do or become what they are. Different circumstances, different scenarios. So you have to look at everything as an individual case, right? That's just how you got to look at stuff. Um, it's comfortable putting things in boxes because it's easy. Okay, this person does this, so put them in that box. That's what it's easy to do that. So it's comfortable. But the reality is, people do the same thing for different reasons. So until you know the intent, you don't know nothing. I don't know if that's my dog or my son. Oh, that's my son. Your nose. Oh, you want some water? Hold on, let me get him some medicine. His nose running. I'll be right back. Let me play.
Got a monster inside of me, you better watch out. If your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest feast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Yeah, my bad. The son got a little stuffy, runny nose, and I got to get. I guess his allergies kicking his butt. But oh, I didn't even. You know what? My bad. Hold on, I got to. I didn't even drop the link. I'm about to put the link on the community wall. My bad. Usually I have it before the show, but I kind of stepped into it. Not stepped into it, but I was trying to get everything done here. But hold on. Did Gary go to sleep? Did Gary? Yeah, Gary popped in. I'll tell you about sleep. Let me put this on the community wall. Yeah, but TLC time. Yeah, I gotta make sure my baby's okay. I'm a daddy first. You know. I'm a daddy first. That's probably my proudest occupation. Is being a father. And then being a husband. And then I don't know what I do after that. But yeah, man, I hate when he's sick. I'm gonna be up all night because I don't like when they're sick or don't feel good. I don't think he gonna let me be on live too long. I know he going to the bathroom. Yeah, man, that's everything to me, man. My kids, my family in general, because shit, I didn't grow up with a traditional. I didn't grow up like most common people, like common folk. I didn't grow up like that, so I appreciate giving my son what I didn't have. So just being there. That's why I tell like, man, if you like it or not, guess what? Somebody looking up to you. If you like it or not, that's just what it is. It's some young boy, man, somewhere. It might be. The crazy thing is this, right? When I was working in the hospital, my young bull now, my best friend, my male best friend, right? The whole time he was watching me, he was looking up to me the whole time, and I'm looking like I'm his coworker, right? It's doctors in here, it's nurse anesthetist, all these other people you can look up to, and you looking up to me, and I understood why. You know, it was what I represented. He seen in me what he wanted to become as a man, not as a professional, but as a man. He wanted to be like me as a man, not the profession, because we're doing the same damn job. But the way I carried myself, he thought I was like everybody always think I'm older than what I damn. But it's been like that my whole life. But he was like, man, because when I met him, I was in my like early 30s. He thought I was in my late 40s. And I'm like, I looked that old. He said, no, it's just the way you carry yourself, the way you talk. Like, I'm like late 40s. I'm looking like, man. Oh, yeah, you could definitely. The panel is open. That's why I dropped the link. Yeah. Y'all always add sauce to the panel. Y'all know I talk about the subject for about 15, 20 minutes. And then after that, I done said everything I need to say about it. So any dialogue after that is usually someone asking me a question, because if I don't get no questions, then I feel like I covered, my idea of what I wanted to cover. But you know, people think differently, so that's why I enjoy the question. I enjoy even the challenge, the challenge of concepts or challenge the difference of opinions. That's why I enjoy all. It don't give me nothing. It just the only thing it do for me is help me describe myself better or learn something new. That's it. Either I know it or I don't. You know. So it just give me a better opportunity to articulate myself. It's just opportunity to me, but yeah. So yeah, you just have to like the signs of bitterness is easy when people can't let stuff go, when they like extreme paranoia, like I gave you the description, with the young lady, when people are traumatized by things, right? They don't want to go through that again. Think about anything that traumatizes you, right? Don't nobody want to go through that again. So people take precaution. The problem is when people become paranoid, thinking that everyone is out to get them, or just because the person did that, they trying to. No, you have to literally see a person's intent. You just have to understand a person's intent. I mean, they even do that in the court of law. If somebody unalives somebody, if they did it out of self-defense, the why, if the reason they unalive someone because they were defending themselves, they don't go to jail. But if they just did it to do it, then they go to jail. The intent. Some things, the intent is clear, but some things ain't. So if it's questionable, you have to figure out the intent, right? If it's questionable, you have to figure out the intent. And if the intent was not out of malice, things happen because of mistake. And think about dealing with people. We all get different triggers, right? So I can trigger someone and not know I triggered them. And then they can do something and I feel like they violated me. But guess what? They wouldn't have did that if they didn't feel violated themselves. So are they wrong? I'm not justifying it, but I understand it. D Shep, what up though, bro? What up though? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Okay. Got a word question. Word, I hope you're ready. I am definitely ready, Lady Shay. I'm definitely ready. Lady Shay with the question. Let's go. Let's get it. You know I love questions. Hey, Doug, go get the tissue so I can blow your nose. Or I'm going to get the booger sucker out. Because you stopped up. We got to get the booger sucker out on him. D-Shep is here. Never mind. Don't let D-Shep run you away from the panel. Lady Shay typing me an article. But yeah, be careful. And like I said, is not only a good tool to identify in other people, but is a good tool to use as a self reflection. Like, damn, am I bitter about something? Is it something that I'm angry about that I can't let go, that I haven't let go? And that gives you the opportunity to heal from it. But you have to be aware. You know, before you can do anything, you have to be aware. If you're not aware that, because like I said, some things we become desensitized to, right? And check this out. I was just thinking of this, and I'm like, hold on, man. Like we have a built-in excuse for women to be emotional, right? We anytime a woman is emotional, we say, oh, that's just what women do. But does that make it right? Like, should women not have to practice emotional intelligence? Should women not have to balance their emotions too, like men are expected? I mean, we all human, right? It shouldn't be okay for one to have a built-in excuse of why they did something emotionally or crazy. But we have that. And we desensitize. We all desensitized to it. Even me. It's some things I'll be like, that's just because it's, that's a woman. Don't worry about it. It's just some built-in things like that because we desensitized to it, and a lot of times the we be desensitized to being bitter. You know, we'll just be like, hey, that's just what it is, or it's okay. It's okay to be upset and mad when people do stuff to you. It's okay. Is it? Because if you doing something right, if you building something, if you trying to obtain something, and somebody want to knock you off your pedal, and the only thing they know they got to do is piss you off, and you lose your your crap, then guess what? That's a weakness. Because at any time, people can get you to crash out just by simply pissing you off. And you think that's okay? No, that's a vulnerability. That's a weakness. So no, it's not okay to be bitter. It's not. It's not okay to allow other people to affect emotions. To I'm not even gonna say affect, because that's probably what happen throughout life. People will do stuff and you will feel some type of way, but you should not allow them to control. That's why they have that saying, "Oh, I got a room in your head rent free," because people do. They have control. You thinking about them when they ain't thinking about you. Why? Because they done did something to piss you off, and at any time they can get you to blow their top, blow your top. They got control over you. They do. So if you just easily upset, then if somebody want to make you upset, then they can easily do it. They have control. You don't have control because they can just do one thing and you can lose your crap. So what control do you have? You become a liability to yourself when you can't control your own emotion. You will become a liability to yourself. You can't put yourself around people because you will put yourself around the wrong people, and guess what they gonna do? They gonna manipulate you. How? Through your emotions. They get you to jump, skip, and run when they want to, just by pushing a button or pulling on a string. And that's what happens. And that's what happens. Commander coming. That's my 9. It's kind of long, get me. Oh, for sure. Take your time. I'm chilling for a minute. I'm chilling. But yeah, that's why you just got to be careful. You know, you got to be careful that but even dealing with bitter people, man, there's just no for me, there's no rhyme or reason why I would deal with them. Commander, what up, though?
What up, Nine?
What
What
up?
up, Chat? I think Lady Shay's gonna come up, right? So
Yeah,
I'll come up
too.
meanwhile.
But we gonna
She
rock the
must
house.
have some really hard questions she's doing.
I love Lady Shay question. I love Lady Shay question. Was Gary in there?
No.
Why did I thought I seen Gary?
Well, you saw him in his
Oh yeah,
channel.
I was about to pop up on his panel, and I was just trying to get the house settled. Then he got off, and I'm looking like, bro, as soon as I get everything settled, I had tomorrow garbage day. I had the headboard sitting outside. I had to take that to the front. They ain't gonna take that thing because I ain't break it apart. I ain't feel like
Next
taking that
time,
thing apart.
next time you gotta send him the 9 signal. He said,
Oh,
just tell him, hey, I'm gonna be up in a little bit.
give me 9 minutes. 9 minutes. I should have told
Give
him
me
at the
9 minutes.
9 minute mark.
Yeah, I don't think you have to break down a headboard.
Oh man, that damn thing! I don't know how old that damn headboard is. That damn thing heavy as hell. That thing had to be like, it had to be at least like 60, 70 pounds.
I
It
don't know
had
where you live, but don't you have to make a special call, like for when it's a big bulky item?
nah,
They just
nah.
take it.
Yeah, we got,
Really?
man. I live in a nice neighborhood. I pay taxes. I'm just playing.
No, but
But
I'm saying like the trash company, usually they send the bigger truck, the bulk item truck
we
to
got
pick up
that. That
stuff like
comes
that.
once a week. We got 4 different trucks. We got the regular garbage truck. We got the recycling truck. We got the compost truck, and then we got the big truck that come once a week.
Oh, that's cool. The big
Uh,
truck doesn't come around unless you tell them. They come like by address where I live. You
mm.
have to tell them like, oh, I got, and then you have to tell them exactly what you got. Like, I got
What
a couch, I got a this.
like when I lived in the city, I think they came once a month. Like it was bulk day, like once a month. Once a month, we can throw big stuff out. But out here where I'm at now, no, we got 4 trucks to come through every week. Only time the compost truck they don't come through, in the winter season.
Do you compost though? Don't lie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got
They make you compost?
well, I got weeds around my house, and I got a lawn service to come out, but they just cut the grass. They weed whack, but for some reason they don't get. I think because of the privacy fence, and it's like gravel right there, but it's a privacy fence. But then my neighbors got them bushes, and the bushes for some reason I got to redo my landscaping, but them bushes be growing weeds. It'd be weeds coming out the bushes, but now they're coming out the ground. I just did the landscaping two
Mm-hmm.
years ago, so the weed blocker I had a 4 year guarantee on it. But I'm looking at it, and it's the same weeds that's coming out the bushes that's coming out the ground. So I got to weed whack that, and then just they don't do up against the house. They just do in the grass in the yard. But
Yeah, like general stuff.
yeah, they don't do up against the house. And then I got a berry bush that's like out of control. So I got to cut that down. So now I compost, and then I got to
But
redo
that's
the.
like lawn maintenance though. Like the
Yeah.
compost, you do like your bananas, your eggshells, your
Oh
inside,
hell
like your
no,
chicken. That's the
no,
real compost.
no, no. This ain't that kind of compost. This
Oh,
is like
okay.
yard compost, like leaves and grass, and like I don't cut my own grass, so I don't throw any grass away, but just the weeds and the leaves, and yeah, that's what you talking about, like indoor compost. I know what you talking about.
Yeah, they do that in my neighborhood, but not everybody does it because it's kind of gross.
That's too much, man. That's too much. Like you have to make a separate bag of garbage because I wouldn't just throw that in the bin. Like we got the big garbage bin. Like you got to go get it from
Yeah,
the city. So
we have an actual compost bin.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
That's
you
like,
talk about
and
like a big Compost. Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to separate like our food inside the house, like our food waste. And we were doing it, but we stopped.
I had one of
Yeah.
those at this apartment I stayed at when I first moved out of the hood. I'm like, what the hell is this? They're like, it's a compost. I'm looking like, man, y'all bougie as hell out here. Ain't nobody doing that. I'm throwing all this shit in the garbage. All this goes in the garbage. I ain't about to do all that.
Well, your eggshells are good for your plants and
Gardening.
your
Yeah.
flowers and also for your dogs. If you crush it up and you put it in the dog food, it's good for calcium for the dogs.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, people do that. Well, first they gotta wash the eggshells, right? And then you bake it, and then you grind it, put it in a bottle, and then you put a little bit in the food each time.
Mm.
But I make my dog food, so it's kind of easier that way.
I probably should. I started to, but she got sick, and then the vet told me to just give her hard dog food.
Yeah,
The lady I bought my dog from, because I got she's certified, got papers and all that. I ain't gonna tell you how much I paid for it, but she a purebred, so they was feeding them raw chicken as puppies.
oh yeah, some people have their dogs on a raw diet. I've never tried
Uh,
that.
man, it's feeding them
Mm.
raw chicken, but um, she got sick the first day we brought her home. We had to take her to the vet. Dog almost died on me, and they told me she had salmonella poison.
Ooh,
Yeah, she didn't get to my V's. She would have been out of there.
so
I'm
much
like,
food right now has that like bacteria like what's it called?
there's
Right now, like a
salmonella.
lot of the food, yeah, a lot of the foods
Yeah,
have that E. coli and stuff right
yeah,
now.
E. coli.
I don't even want to buy stuff. I had to throw out so much food.
Yeah, man. Man. I miss like kicking it with my grandma because everything we ate when I was little was grown or grown by us or grown by somebody else. They made their own pasta.
That's
Like
awesome.
I can make pasta from scratch. I've been doing that since I was little. My grandma used to make me help her do all that, make bread, pasta. She used to make all our spaghetti, everything we ate, she made.
That's
Ice
awesome.
cream. She had a damn ice cream maker.
I got one of those. I got an ice cream maker, a yogurt maker. I make
Mm-hmm.
bread.
But
I don't make pasta though. I don't do that. Is it
I,
really that much better? Because they say it's like tastes a lot better if you make it.
yeah. Oh man, they got this. What is that machine called? Man, they got this machine where you could take a zucchini and make like pasta out of it. My
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
my sister in law got one. I'm like, I'm going to get me one because
Yeah,
that
you twirl it
zucchini
around
pasta,
and it. Mm,
man. If you ain't
that's
never
good
had,
stuff.
man, that zucchini pasta be slapping, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
They going crazy on Clapper. I might have to go over there. I,
Kale is
I
pretty good too for chips. If you put kale in the oven with a little bit of
oh
salt
yeah.
over it, it's good
Oh
for chips.
man, you should have seen when I was vegan. I was the man. I wasn't like Tay, but I used to eat seaweed and all that.
Lady Shay, what up?
Lady Shay.
What up, though? What up, though? Mic check real quick.
We hear
Mike
you.
Mike check 1 2 1 2.
Alrighty, y'all. It took me a long time to get up here, so definitely gratitude for waiting for me. You know how it goes sometimes when you're busy over here, but definitely. Let me catch my breath real quick, and I got you with those questions. Hold that
Oh,
thought.
oh for sure. So my cousin come up. The Lions play Tampa Bay Sunday, and I ain't paying no $300 for a ticket, right? So I was just gonna go to the
Hmm.
hotel because the hotel is like not too far from my house. So when he came up, I was just gonna go to the hotel when they first get here and kick it with him for a minute. But my dad said my aunt might have an extra ticket because some people ain't coming. Um, like my family was supposed to travel, but some people ain't coming. So if she got an extra ticket, that'd be kind of cool because I'm not paying $300 for a ticket. I'd throw her something, but I ain't paying that.
And
Um,
that's actually cheap because like some tickets, that's just like
man,
starters.
going to a
We usually
Lions
pay like,
game, going to a Lions game was like At like 4 years ago, it was like going to a high school game. You can go down there game day and get in for like $60. Not no more.
No.
Now they
We
win it.
pay $80 for parking, and then like depending on the game, some people like rent their space on their house, and it's like 150 to $200 for parking.
where
That's
where they
crazy.
where they built Ford Field at, my boy stay across the bridge. Like literally, you walk across the bridge and you at the field. My boy, so I just go park over his house.
Yeah,
Well,
just
he got
walk.
an apartment. Yeah, I just go park over there. I call him like, "Hey man, I'm about to come." He got three-car garage, and he owned 3 units, so he got 3 garages, and he only got one car
Nice.
now. So yeah, so we just go down there and park anytime we go down there. But Little Caesars is different. We have to take the little Amtrak thing they got from his place.
Yeah, or even an Uber, but even Uber, they get expensive too.
I ain't taking no Uber. I'm straight. I did Uber for a minute. That's why I never used that service. I never used none of them services. I remember I had to snatch somebody out my damn car. Like, I'm gonna crack your head, right? You better stop playing with me. And then look, this is the funny look, I ain't trying to incriminate myself. But this is the funny thing. Dude talk about, he gonna show me a 9 millimeter. I'm like, oh, look what I got. It's called Colt 45. Now who's you think bigger? Don't play with me. Get the hell out of my car. Talk about, you know what I do to you? Yeah, yours in your waistband and mine in my hand. So what we gonna do? You think if you
Yeah,
reach, like, nah, yeah, drunk people, man.
kind of dangerous job, huh?
Yeah, man.
Depends
Very
where.
I,
crazy.
I ain't even think about it. And I'm like, man, these people sitting behind me, but like, I got a presence. Like people, that's why, man. That's the only person that ever traveled. Dude got smart with me one time. I pulled the car over, told him to get the hell out. Well, what I'm gonna do? I don't care. You getting out of my car? He got out. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a start. I don't care, bro. You got me bent. I'm just doing this to get this little hustle on. We had a little Uber hustle because when it first started, you do what was it, 20 trips, you get $500, and you just gotta do 20 trips. Man, I'm gonna do 20 quick trips. Took me 2 days to do it, and I made money while I was doing it. So yeah, my first
Yeah,
Uber
didn't
trip.
they have that in the beginning, like
Yeah,
as incentives?
man. And then like, man, I ain't gonna incriminate myself, but let's say I did that 6 times. There's ways you can do it. You just gotta find a sponsor. We did that six. I personally did it 6 times, and then I sponsored somebody like 3 times. So yeah, we was making money off of Uber when they had that.
What's up, Lady Shay? Tap in.
Well, first of all, I definitely got to shout out the word, right? Because he's just really doing the most up here. And I really mean it. Like, shout out to you. You're out here doing this, outreaching, and having conversations that is really needed, right? And for those that it resonates with, I hope that you're dropping, tapping, sit for a moment and let some things marinate so they can digest, just as I normally say. But let me get to my question real quick, right? Because I told you I was going to mess with you and I have to start off a little crazy. So, to your title. First question. Is it wrong to be bitter?
Yeah,
That was easy.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, is it wrong to put yourself in situations that will make you bitter?
To put yourself in, yes, yeah. It's
We're
almost
just
like
knocking them out, aren't we? All right, one more. Right,
Sometimes you
okay.
don't even know you're putting yourself in that situation till
yeah,
after the fact.
yeah. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes I believe these people do, because like that's like somebody saying they got PTSD and then going in areas that can trigger their PTSD. You know what I'm saying? So, um, if you know you have triggers, right? Something that's gonna make you mad, make you angry. because bitterness is the rumination of anger, right? Bitterness is you dwelling or you holding on to anger. So you going in places that will trigger you, that could potentially make you angry. That's similar to self mutilation. It's like cutting yourself. You putting yourself in harm's way.
Okay, so here's where it gets crazy, right? I cannot and I will not speak for no one outside of me. Okay, so I love working on myself. I really, really do. And I know it's a process and it's a repetitive process. So, to show how crazy I am, right? I do that. I will put myself in situations, not necessarily to be bitter, okay? But I'm just using it to go along with your title, right? How bitterness can turn into obsession, right? And I became a little obsessed with it, with putting myself in situations, right, that I know that I've, say, been through, or maybe need a refresh of learning and growing within myself to further heal myself. Does that make sense?
It's like it makes sense. So I mean, but this from what you said, the way you explained it, that's like someone having a fear of water and putting themselves in water to get over the fear. Me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's just the intent. You see, that's what separates everything. Why you're doing it. You're doing it not to be bitter. You're doing it to heal. You know, some things you have to go through to understand it, right? And if it's a situation, and you have the intent, I'm gonna put myself in this adverse situation because I have the intent to learn from it. It was some stuff that I went through and didn't quite understand, and I'm not gonna understand it unless I go through it again. I can understand that, but just to put yourself in harm's way to be the victim, that's the bitter obsession. But from the way you explained it, that's like putting yourself in water to get over the fear of water.
Is that like emotional addiction when you're putting yourself in those situations?
It can be, again, depending on the intent. You know, like I said, from the way Lady Shay explained it, I wouldn't classify that as an emotional addiction. But I had an emotional addiction to adrenaline. Right, I like the the chemicals that was released when I was in. I wasn't in danger, like going on roller coasters, but like driving cars fast on freeways. Yeah, I was in danger. I put myself in harm's way, but I was addicted to feeling alive. That's how I felt alive. Like I felt dead inside until I did something where I could have actually lost my life or was a possibility. And roller coasters substituted like doing stuff like skydiving and roller. Like I knew I had a parachute, and I'm not gonna say 100% safe, but I know that you know I can. I had a high probability of coming out of this alive. But what I did prior to that, driving fast on the freeway, driving the wrong way, I didn't care. That's what made me feel alive. Is the thing like me losing my life made me feel alive. The opportunity or the chance of me, you know, that's what made me. And that was an emotional addiction. And I can even equate that situation to traumatic things that happened to me to put me in that state, you know. So
So you kind of get where I was going with it then, right? And this is why I wanted to jump up and ask, because it kind of can get long-winded when you go into detail, right? Just for me, again, personally, um, putting myself in certain situations, for example, right? I love helping people. And one of the biggest things that I tend to do is go to those that I know. I just know. And then when I know, right? That it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be that combative, argumentative, like, okay, here comes the drama, here comes the headache. Yet, in certain areas, I know that I'm kind of, per se, weak in it within myself. Certain areas, I see weaknesses within myself. So I still will outreach to that I see, with other people. So my whole point is, um, anything can become an obsession, right? A little bit too much of anything is not good for you, whether it's good or even helping to improve you, right? Because you can put yourself in a situation where it's really not good. So, yeah, even good things can become obsessions and can be oh, if that makes sense.
Everything is how you do it and how you use it. I mean, um, even if you're obsessed with like healthy stuff, um, can you be over healthy? Of course, So you have to have that, like having this conversation with my sister. She told me obsession was there's no good in it, and no matter how I tried to explain it. And I understand what she's saying, and I could agree, but I have obsessions, and I understand how to balance. And then she said, "Well, technically, it's not an obsession. Then just by that, me and my sister be going at it, but she don't think obsessions is good at all. So, um, just by definition in psychology expressions, there's no good obsession. You fixated on something. You're constantly thinking about it 24/7. It takes your attention away from other things. Um, so it's just not being obsessed with something and that being good, but the fact when you are obsessed with things, you neglect other things. Just by definition, obsession is something that you focally focused on.
I'm gonna have to mess with you, Wade. And you already know that I always do this to you. So, again, speaking for self, right? This might come off a little wrong, but hey, it's okay. There's a madness to what I'm bringing out. Um, can you yourself be an obsession?
Like, can people be obsessed with me? Or,
Mm, okay, let me put it this way, right? I will get questions asked, and when that question comes up, do you have any obsessions? I answer by saying yes, me. I am obsessed with myself.
yeah, I mean, you can be an obsession. Yeah. I mean, that's what conceitedness. I mean, I wouldn't, yeah, conceitedness. Or even how they describe the grandiose narcissist. Are you obsessed with yourself to the point where you don't see any flaws in yourself? Or, because you can be, it's different ways you can be obsessed with yourself.
I, I'm obsessed with finding all the flaws within myself. I am a complete, imperfect, perfecting my flaws. This is why I'm obsessed. I always have to work on myself. And this is why I classified it that way, right? It's something that I just can't stop doing. I always want to work and improve on myself, especially the things that I find are weak or flaws or, that I need improvement on. So it can become an obsession. And so I just go with it, right? And even that, it can get a little hectic, right? If you're just self absorbed. Um, so I would say an obsession can be good or bad depending on perception of perspective. Yet, if it's going toward building, improving, and growing, is it necessarily a default?
I would say this. I would challenge you. I don't think you're obsessed with yourself. I think you focused on yourself, but I wouldn't consider you obsessed with yourself because there would be nothing outside yourself, and you enjoy helping and talking to people and stuff. Like I wouldn't even consider. I am like a me person, but I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with myself. I'm focused on me. I think obsession is a strong word. I haven't really met too many people. I met, I think, one or two people who were actually obsessed with themselves. Like nothing outside of them. Everything was about them. Simply how they look, how they feel, how they. You'll be telling them about you, and they stop you and then start telling you about them. I
Is
seen
that
people hijack people'
narcissistic?
birthdays. Like shit, it's my nothing is nothing outside of me.
Is that a narcissistic trait?
It can be, they would classify it under, narcissism. Like I said, more of the grandiose though. Like, because even when you say narcissist, I think it's important to define which form because there's so many. I mean, clinically, it's 5 different forms. Might be 7, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5 different clinically. Like the psychologist, professionals say it's 5 different forms. But you can go online and probably find different, like 13, but it's just a derivative of another one. Like the way they classify it, even the 5, I think it's really only 3. If you ask me, I think the other 2 are derivatives of the other ones. But um, yeah, I don't. But that would definitely even psychopath. Honestly, nothing outside yourself. Like no, nothing matters. Like you got to be to think like that. You got to be kind of special, man. To not care about anything else outside of you. Like, like when people, even when I wouldn't even like online. To be honest with you, to be fair, I haven't seen. Um, well, I'm not gonna say that, but I wouldn't just throw the jacket of someone being obsessed. But I've met people who obsessed over things like you live it. Like everything evolves around this or that person. I know somebody who wanted to get somebody so bad, like they obsessed with it and they did some crazy things to accomplish their goal. Some crazy things. And it's like that's what obsession looks like.
Well,
Like
like when
what
people obsess over like a career or
yeah, like
music or something. Yeah.
people lose themselves to that one thing. Like you hear like businessmen who just focused on work, didn't even know their family was gone. Like your wife left you, right? What?
Yeah, it becomes so much. So I got another one for you, right? Of course, everyone can answer, but I gotta specify to the host, right? So, um, is it fair to say, over time that we all can use words and titles to classify something? And in a nutshell, we're perhaps avoiding the bigger picture, which is what it really is. People are lacking in feelings and how to deal with them. If I'm making sense.
I would say yeah because people will associate something that feels good to them to hide. Um, I don't want to inferiorities of things they lack. Like it's this new thing. Everybody want to be a Sigma male, right? And it's like I got a lot of traits as a Sigma male, but I wouldn't even put myself in that box. I think I'm more than that. But people so quick, like, bro, you care about too much what other people think to even be a Sigma. like you care too much, but it makes you feel good because it kind of masks what you don't have by putting yourself or associating yourself to this personality. You feel safe because yeah, you got some of the traits, but you ain't got the main ones. You know, so I mean, people do that. People will claim different illnesses or disabilities because they're too lazy to work on themselves, and it's just easy to classify this, and it gives them a justification for their laziness.
Excuses.
Hmm. Because of what they lack, and a lot of it is not understanding self, not understanding emotions. You know, it takes work. You know, you have to be in situations. You know, to understand anger, you got to be angry, but you have to be in the moment to even be aware that hey, I can understand this now, or you just go let the anger override. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I try to beat to people's head no participation trophies. Don't take the easy way out. Ain't nobody better than nobody. Yes, it is. The people who doing better intentionally are better than the people who not. That's just what it is. You know, people are better than people in different phases of life. I might be smarter than somebody, okay, but guess what? Somebody financially better than me. They might be morally better than me. You know, that's just one aspect of life. You know, but people cop out. Ain't nobody better than nobody. And then what happens? Mediocrity set in. Well, no one's better than nobody, so I don't need to work hard, you know, because no one's better than nobody. I don't have to work on myself, you know, because no one's better than nobody. I'm straight.
You are crazy.
That's how it be though, man. It be like when I hear people say that, I be like, I can fuck with you. I can't, man. It's like you just settle it, man. I mean, I understand when people say that, you know, because you have this, that does not make you better. That's right. I concur with that because people is different aspects of life, you know. But in that aspect, they better than you. Like, how the hell I'm gonna say someone is not financially better than me if they rich and I'm not? They are financially better than me. That's just what it is. How can I say someone is not smarter than me or they not better than me intellectually if they are? No, they are. So if I want to be on that level, guess what I got to do? I got to work like they did.
Mm, yeah, I think again, this is just my view or opinion on it, right? Um, shout out to the word. Like how I mentioned before, right? We all can use words to try to express what we're doing or feeling or even putting ourselves in a certain box or category, right? And when it comes to whether or not a person is better than someone, um, yes, like you said, of course, everyone has their own level. Yet I think the misinterpretation maybe is not understanding that better doesn't mean value or worth. Okay. And we all have our own value of worth. And how we show this is how much we work on ourselves or how much we do express or build or how we can have conversations and not get upset or angry or we can build relationships with our families where other people is just so hard for them to do, right? Or we could take it to the extra level and start something fresh, right? No copycats, just something originally me. So yeah, of course, everyone has their better to betterment about them, but just my opinion, focus on the value and the worth that you see within yourself. And with that, you will find the better of you.
Now, let me ask you a question now. Do you think um, people can be more valuable than other people? Do you think some people have more value than other people?
Absolutely. Again, this is just me. One way I see value is with knowledge. So yes, absolutely.
I do, and you know what? And like you said earlier, it's the individual. Because you know what I value out of people: character. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much money you got. I just I care if you're a good person because that I can we can rock. Because that to me is very valuable. That's more valuable. You can be a smart person and be an a hole. I don't want to be around you. I'm straight. I don't care what. I'm straight. I am not. There's just certain personalities that don't mesh with me. I don't care what you have to offer. If your character is shit, then you shit to me. That's just how I look at people. I've been around a lot of wealthy people, right? And it's different. Some wealthy people are like the coolest people on the planet, and some of them are a-holes. And they think just because they got more money or status than you, that they can say or do whatever you want. So I had to make a couple nose bleed. You ever slap somebody and their nose start bleeding? That shit was wild. Like,
No comment.
oh man, I'm happy on this. You know what, man? Life taught me not to drink. Oh man, yeah.
No, but it's true, right? I love meeting and conversating with all different walks of life. And so with that, I definitely come across a variety of different characters and different people and different nationalities and different thoughts. And it doesn't amaze me anymore, of course. I know now. You can't judge a book by its cover, right?
No.
And so, yeah, some of the most inspiring, hardworking, dedicated people you can find, unfortunately, right, living on the street under the freeway, begging for money. And yeah, you can find some of the most disgusting. I don't even know how you got to this quote unquote level in life, right? When you don't have no morals, no character, no
Mhm.
conduct about yourself, let alone the people that you're around. And they even can express the words like I love you, I care about you, I'm supporting you, you my family, you my friend, whatever, whatever, right? We have words, we have titles, and we say them, and they can get abused if they're not true in intention. So yeah, definitely.
And D Shep, look, I ain't worried about nothing you say. I can't see and I see better than you. D Shep, that's my boy. You have a great character, bro. You're a good person, man. You're a humble man too. I give you hell all the time. That's because I like you. That's the only reason I talk crap to you because I like you. But no, D Shep, you're a real one, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate people like D Shep. Because um, like people like Didi, like Gary, like Commander. I appreciate y'all, man. Just being real, being honest. Like I said, I don't really care about a person's past, as long as it ain't their present. People have to go through things to learn things, right? You ain't gonna never learn nothing unless you go through it. But that builds you, man. And what you experienced in life created the person you are now, man. You a humble dude, bro. You a humble man. I can honestly say if I can describe D Shep in a couple words, one of them will be humble. Um, the other one would probably be like musclehead or something like that. But but no, D Shep is a humble. He real man. He stand on what he believe on, and he willing to learn. That's the thing, man. That's the humbleness. D Shep, he willing to learn. As long as you can show him that something is right, or he willing to learn. And I mean, you can't ask for no more than that. People. I don't know, man. But no, you're a real one, bro. You can give yourself is to look past social constructs, see past Not to see the end or any boundary set by man. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Even with the bro, you know I gotta say something, bro. I can't just say all nice things about you. No, I'm just playing. That's the bro though, man. I do appreciate you, man. Because this internet thing weird, man. That's why I appreciate y'all so much, and because this internet thing is weird, man. Is I don't know. It's just weird, but we here. We here.
Well, I'm gonna do the Lady Shade thing and add some butter on the way out. Appreciate you for letting me up and, voicing my thoughts, voicing my opinions because I already know very few can stand the pressure of Lady Shay. Trust and believe you, me. I know. So, like I always say, if you can handle me, hey, you are a star in my book. Definitely gratitude to Commander. Shout out to the chat. And you already know, word, it is. Big honors, big salutes, gratitudes always. Until the next time, you already know.
Much
Appreciate
love,
you,
Lady
sis.
Shay.
Always bring that pressure over here. We like creating diamonds, so bring that pressure. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I know it's like some content creators they don't want you to question them, and it's because they got a narrative, man. I'm just trying to. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. We can fix that. By learning what's right. But until then, we go rock out. But yeah. So I love the pressure. I love the questions. I love it all. That's why I have these conversations. Hopefully drawing more people in to have these dialogue. And like I said, I really think I understand now. Um, I know like these conversations uncomfortable sometimes because sometimes they make you look at yourself, right? I think I was talking to Gary earlier, and I'm like, hold on, man, I think I was bitter about something. I started breaking it down and make you think. Like, hold on, man, I still kind of feel some type of way about that right there. So maybe I am bitter. Okay, let me fix that. Yeah, but that's how it is, man. So I mean, that's people just want to say other people the problem instead of looking at themselves and understanding shit. You might be the problem. You just might be your own problem. And it's hard to look in that mirror sometimes.
Well, and sometimes you can have like the best intentions. Like Lady Shay says she likes to give back, right? Help
Mhm.
someone. But sometimes you may be thinking that you're doing the right thing for someone. But if that person's not in the right place, like maybe they're bitter, you might make them feel inferior by helping them.
Mhm.
Like, hey, I bought a bunch of Christmas gifts for your kids and I got this for you because you think you're doing something nice and then you don't understand why they're mad at you. Now they don't want to talk to you. Now they feel some sort of way when all you did was be kind, extend kindness. But what sometimes we miss is how that made that person feel. They may not have taken it that way. They may have felt like you think you're better, you got more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they feel makes them feel inferior.
Mhm.
Not everybody, but
And that's one of the telltale signs of bitterness, like inferiority, like people who feel inferior. That's what drives bitterness, should I say? That's one of the things: anger, jealousy, envy, and like you said, you don't know where a person's headspace is. So it's important to understand. When you deal with people, because I've heard of scenarios like that. I ain't gonna say I've been there. I don't want to compare that to it, but I've heard, people doing nice things for people and then people getting upset thinking like, oh, the only reason you did it was because you wanted to show off because you think you're better than me. Like, damn, for real? And that's why I used to equate that to you'll cut your nose off to spite your face, right? And then I thought about it like, okay, it's deeper than that because this person is going through something and they feel like crap because they can't do what this person just did for them.
Yeah, you just made him feel 10 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought you were doing something nice by paying their rent or whatever it is, you know? But I think that's like it's always good to maybe ask first before you do some act of kindness. Like, is it okay if I do this?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story, right? I didn't want to tell this, but I think I can tell it. I don't think he listened to my podcast anyway. So I had this friend. We ain't cool no more. But he had this fiance. They was engaged, and he was going through something financially, and the holiday season was coming up, and we was all out, me, her, the girl I was dating, and him, and they were talking, and is this bracelet she wanted, right? And he was telling me all the struggles he went through. So I went and got the bracelet, and he couldn't get her nothing for Christmas. So I went and got the bracelet, and I wrapped it and took it to him. Well, the girl I was dating wrapped it actually and took it to him. Like she knew what I was doing. And I'm like, this is my boy. I want him to, you know.
Was
So
it gonna be a secret? Like it's from him and
yeah, it wasn't never for me. So I took it over to him, but it was wrapped. And I'm like, maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I should have, because he asked me what it is. And I was like, don't worry about it. She gonna love it. I think, like, looking back at it, I can understand now that I know what I know now. I understand why he got pissed off. But,
yeah.
but, so I'm like, bro, don't worry about it. She gonna love it. I'm like, my girl picked it up. My girl said she wanted it. So he was like, "What is it?" I said, "It's a bracelet." Right. So I told him it was a bracelet, but it was a nice bracelet, and she was like all happy and stuff, and she loved it, and everything was cool, right? And then like a couple months later, I guess I don't know. I think the girl. I haven't talked to her. I'm just getting the story from him. But I kind of think the girl I was dating told her about it because I didn't know the girl had a crush on me. She liked it me. So she
Oh
was like,
no.
"Oh
It
yeah,
gets worse.
yeah, like he bought this for me. You ain't, and they got into it about that. And then he felt like I did that on purpose. But I'm like, I didn't tell her. So I'm looking like, how did she found out? He was like, she just threw it in my face. So I'm thinking he told her. But then, um, I think the girl I was dating told her because they was cool. But long story short, yeah, me and him ain't cool no more because he felt like,
Yeah.
um, and then after he told me that, I'm like, oh man, like I shouldn't have just did nothing. I should have just let her have a boring ass Christmas. But that was my man's, and he was in a
Yeah, you were
messed up
trying to do something
situation. Yeah,
nice.
and at that time it was like, he helped me get where I was at. So it was like that's you know I got him something. I bought him a PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah. It probably would have been better to ask or just give him the ask him if you could give him the money to get it or something like that. But yeah, people they get weird about it. They get offended. And the kind-hearted person is wondering why. I don't get this. You're ungrateful. I don't understand. Like how are you going to do this? Do me like this. Stop talking to me. Whatever it is. Get pissed off.
Liked it is a word. Go look in the word dictionary. Liked
Did
it.
I say that?
No,
Did I
I
say
think
like?
D.
Oh.
No, D. I said it. I don't even know I said liked it, but I probably did because I do that. That's part of my lingo. Like to do it. And worser. Worser is another word. Man, they used to be mad as hell every time. There's no such word as worser. I'm like, how do words become words? Don't people create them? Yeah, well, I just created one. Worser is worser than worse. That's what worser means.
We created unperfect
It's
instead of
suspect.
imperfect, unperfect.
No, it's not suspect. No, we don't do all that. No, it's not suspect. It might not be accepted by the scholars, but no, it ain't suspect. There's no sus, no sus. All straight words in there, bro. That was petty time.
It's petty hour now.
It's petty hour. It's petty hour. Peanut butter petty time. Peanut butter petty time.
Okay, now let me tell you the story about passing out Thanksgiving baskets, with all the the
Mm,
dry goods
mm-hmm.
and hey, give me a list of, get a list of people that are maybe, in need or they could use this. I went to this lady's house to give her her basket, and in the basket it had a gift card to the grocery store, so they could buy their turkey, whatever, the other stuff, the non-perishables or whatever, or the perishables. Anyways, this lady, she had the nerve to say, "Thank you, I'm gonna take this gift card and get money for it so I can buy cigarettes." That was the last time I went to that lady's house with a gift like that. I was like, the nerve. You didn't have to tell me that.
Man, we did that for the what was it, Salvation Army? Like our hospital did it. We did that for probably about 6 years, man. Some of the stories I can tell you. And then this the thing, like one year, because they used to go into neighborhoods and I didn't feel like I knew like my old neighborhood, like these people need this. So one year I told my people, like, look, we gonna go in my neighborhood. I'm gonna tell y'all how to move. Y'all gonna be straight. Don't worry about it, because these all white dudes, right? So I'm like, y'all gonna be straight. Don't worry about it. Like, cool. So my one boy, he a nurse anesthetist. He from Canada. He has no experience with black people, right? Until he start working into Detroit. That so all his personal experience with black people is from Detroit. All right. So he used to dealing with us inside the hospital. Right. He not used to, so he think everybody like us because he had a
Right.
stereotype at a time that he seen on TV. And when he met us, then he had a different understanding, right? So this is my old neighborhood. So we go, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go knock on the door and make sure, the lady here. So I get out, I knock on the door, I'm like, she here. He like, cool. He get out, he got a truck. He opened the back and he's grabbing a basket. So I'm talking to the lady and I put the first, they got three, it was three baskets each family get. So
Good
I
night,
put,
D Shep.
good night, Shep, appreciate you. So I put the first basket down. As I turn around, I see him walking, and then I look up. I'm like, bro, you left your car started, and you left your
His trunk open.
your trunk open. He was like, yeah. I'm like, nah, bro, don't do that. And as I'm saying that, I see some people walking down the street. So I just take the keys out, close all the stuff, grab the last basket, and walk it in. So the lady talking to us for a minute. I'm helping her put the turkey in. And we took the boxes from the front to the kitchen. So it's a little time passed, right? She telling us thank you or whatever. So as we walking out, I see these two dudes get in this car and pull off. And I'm like, I just got this vibe, like, okay. And he get in the truck, and then I see the car turn around in the driveway and come back and stop. So as he getting in the truck, I'm already in the car. So as he getting in, he back up. Soon as he back up, the car pull out. I said, bro, make a left. He turned left, the car turned left. I said, make a right. He turned right, the car turned right. Man, I pulled out my pistol. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, drive towards the hospital. And he was like, why? I was like, bro, this car following him. He was like, no, it's not. I was like, pull up right here and stop the car. As soon as he did, I jumped out. When I got out the car, you could see my pistol in my hand. Man, that car backed up, started backing up down the street. And he was like, I was like, bro, they was about to get us. I'm
Dang.
like, because
You
of
did a full
you,
reverse.
your white ass out here doing all this white shit in the hood. You don't do that. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. Just do what I say, okay? Because you look
Take
like,
my lead.
yeah, you look like a dinner plate, bro. You gonna get me robbed, man. Stop playing. Like, god damn.
Yeah, you can't be out feeding the homeless wearing a Rolex, nothing like that. No.
Nah, man. Like, bro, you can't. And no, we in this nice ass Lexus truck. Like, bro, we about to get robbed. You play too much. You done left the doors open, the keys in the car running. Like them saying, I don't know if it was them same dudes, but I'm looking like, bro, they was when the car turned around and parked, I already knew what time it was. And when he backed up and when he went forward, when I seen that car pull out, that's why I would start telling him, like, let me just be. That was my discernment. If you turn left and they turn left, and then you turn right and they turn right, 9 times out of 10 they following you. And why they following you? Because they go get you. That's why.
You know what? That there was this. I mean, when they were, people were trying to help like the immigrants and bring them food and stuff. That happened where they robbed the people that were out giving the food or whatever.
Yeah,
They robbed them.
yeah, definitely. That happened a
That's
couple times.
shameful.
That
Shameful.
happened before. That was one of the reasons they was asking me to go with them. I didn't know that. They was like, "Hey, you want to do this with us?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah." This is the first year, right? I was so pissed off because they was like, "Oh, we gonna go," and that's why they went into the neighborhoods they went to. But they didn't tell me the year before two of them got robbed. Then the two people that get robbed is the two people that I'm riding with. Like, hold on, bro. Hold on, man. If y'all knew y'all riding like that, I need to go get my. I thought, man, take me back to the house. We dropped like 3 baskets off. I never did this. Like, I did this in my grandmother's. I used to go volunteer at my grandmother's senior citizen home, and they'd bring the baskets. I didn't know. I thought it was. I didn't know but they'd bring the baskets, and I would go take the baskets to the apartments. They'd drop them off in the lobby, and I go take them to the apartment. But that's what I was the people, dropping the baskets off now. But I'm looking like, bro, y'all should have told me that from the get go because I would have had my thing. I would have came like I would have just been security. Like I'm cool with that.
They didn't want no turkey.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you're trying to do something nice. It's like, nope, never again.
Man,
Not doing this here no more.
we went to go drop this drop this basket off, and I had some young dudes with me this year. I did that for probably about almost 10 years. But I had these young dudes with me, and they don't know nothing about liquor. So we in the hood, right? These people need these food baskets because they in need. Man, we went to go drop this basket off. This lady opened the door with a Gucci robe on. She had a bottle of Hennessy XO on the table. I'm like, you know how much that damn bottle costs? And we dropping you off a damn free food basket. Her
They're
house is
eating lobster with their food stamp money.
Man, this lady, look, this lady, I'm not gonna lie to you. This older lady took care of herself because she said she was 70. She probably looked like 45. She was in there getting it in and drinking. She was like, "What y'all doing after that?" Like, "Oh yeah, you're an old freak." I'm sure. But she looked good for her age. But she was like, "Oh, I'm 70." I'm like, "70 what? Like 70 pounds? Like, nah, you ain't no goddamn 70." That lady looked like somebody auntie or mama, not nobody grandma. Like when they say black don't crack, like that black don't do nothing but stay young or whatever. I don't know what the hell lady, you gotta be a vampire. You can't be no damn 70 years old looking like that. This shit,
I want to say black don't crack, but I don't know if she was black.
she was. Yeah, she was an older black lady.
Did you see the mob of people that instead of how there's mobs of people that go in and like raid and steal from the stores?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where it happened, but there was a mob of people and they went into the store to just buy. Like they did something positive. I don't know if you saw that.
I was watching this documentary. I think was it in New York? Well, it wasn't a documentary. It was the show on YouTube. This dude was talking about the influx of migrants, and he was saying like they be stealing from the stores and then they be selling the stuff on the street. Like they got a block where people just selling stolen goods on the street, and he said the cops don't do nothing. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know how true that is. If that's true, that's wild as hell.
Well, I know in New York they weren't doing. They were just letting them be.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know where this was, but it was a mob, and they were black. They were black too. There was a mob, and they went in and they just shopped. Everybody bought stuff, so that was cool to see.
Yeah, it's people like protecting their neighborhoods now. I don't.
Yeah, there's got to be more of that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes, something like this. That, like, think about when 9/11 happened. It didn't matter what kind of American you was. It was America versus everybody.
Exactly. Right? Just unity.
So you need, I
Unity.
mean, stuff like this. It bring people together too. Unfortunately, you need stuff like this. But I've in the last couple of weeks, I heard so many white people on like TikTok and stuff say, "Black people, we need to take our country back. We are all Americans." I'm like, damn, when did
Let's
this start
go.
happening? They like, black people, we need you. Like, hold on, you what? Hold on, what? Can we get reparations out of it?
Right?
All black people, look, tell all the white people, look, we will help y'all fight these immigrants if you give us reparations. I'm just playing. Bad joke, YouTube. Don't strike me. Just joking. I'm an inspiring comedian. I only think I'm funny in my head. Okay,
Well,
that's it.
they were saying how neither one of them in their debate brought up reparations, and like if one of them would have, that would have gone a long way.
Man, look, that shit sound nice. That shit ain't gonna never happen. That shit ain't gonna never
It's
happen.
kind of hard to like, I
Man,
don't
if
know.
you and if you,
It's hard to
bro,
prove it. You got to
man,
prove.
this is what I'm saying. They don't even want to admit. Now they're trying to change the whole aspect of slavery. That wasn't really slavery. It was indentured servitude. Okay, we don't want the white people to be upset that they held you as slaves, so we're gonna reclassify it as indentured servitude. Okay, like what? Just gonna change history to make people feel better about themselves? Okay, but I don't think it's hard to prove because it's documented. I got documentation. I got my family tree, and it shows where my grandmother was a slave, and my great 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 it's either four or five greats was a slave, and my grandfather, we call him white granddaddy, he was a white man. He bought her, and then when he bought her, he bought the rest of her family, married her, and freed everybody. That's why the people in that small town in South Carolina, the white people with my last name don't like the black people with my last name because it's a damn century feud. They just own white
Yeah.
granddaddy, and they feel after he died that the slave big mama shouldn't have had the land because he had over 100 acres and gave it to the slave lady.
Yeah, it has to be for the people that have already been here,
Yeah,
not for all the
the
people coming
descendants.
from different places.
Yeah, the actual descendants of slavery. But now we too many generations out of it. Well, not really. It's like three generations. Three.
It's not that far back. So I wonder,
Yeah,
peop
3 generations back. I mean, that's all you got to really calculate because my grandmother wasn't a slave, but her mother was. And my grandmother's mother got freed. I
then you
heard
got
the
the
stories
Japanese.
about they got
Sorry.
their money.
Did the Japanese got money? They did?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got broke off. Everybody got paid except for the
Like the
black people.
ones the ones I was telling you about, like they had, they had proof because they were coming over to work, but they'd go back to Mexico, and they had, I don't know, they had some sort of deal, but that was a deal they had. They weren't slaves.
Yeah,
Nobody forced them to do that. And they still got something out of it, or their family members if they weren't alive anymore.
that's indentured servitude. But see, and that's the thing too, because a lot of indentured servants didn't get paid, and then they were later able. Do you know? Hold on, I don't even want to say it. Let me see something. Let me pull
But
it up.
then what I'm talking about, it was like a one-time payment. It wasn't like forever and ever. It was like a one-time thing. But they
I
could have
feel,
mentioned, You know how they lie? These politicians lie. They could have
Okay.
just went up and said a lie like, "Oh, we're gonna work on this" or something. Like just bring up the topic. But yeah, they're not gonna do it. But maybe one day in the future.
Mm.
Things change so fast. Look how much things have changed
Okay,
in a
now
little
check
bit of
this out.
time.
Okay, let's go. We gonna go to the New York Times. Let's see. I don't know if y'all familiar with this, but I want to put y'all up on some game. 'Cause
D Shep came back. D
oh man,
Shep came
I
back
can't
real
get.
quick and now he's off again to sleep.
Oh, please tell me I can't. Oh, I gotta sign up to the New York Times. I ain't signing up to no damn New York Times.
Sometimes they have free posts, but
I'm trying. I don't think this one's free. Well, I just found a different article. Let's see. Where is this from? History Guild. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the History Guild. This is why I don't argue with people about this whole slavery thing because people don't fucking research. Um.
yeah, I don't know enough about it, so I'm nobody to say anything.
Okay. Now this actually has. It shows. I want to find an article for. Okay, that's probably something we could look at after I show you the initial thing. I'm just trying to find a good article.
What up, young Riaz? How you doing? Good morning.
Okay,
That's funny though.
okay.
What you said about them black people, we need to fight.
So, did you know? Like, we talking about reparations for Black people, right? Who hadn't endured slavery, but did you know that some slave owners got paid for freeing slaves?
They got an incentive.
Well, because it was loss of property. So long as they agreed to free the slaves and they was loyal to the pledged loyalty to the union, they got up to $300 for each slave they freed.
They got like a buyback deal. The hell?
So they got
Like,
reparations for freeing slaves, but the slaves. This is what I tell people.
that's wild.
This is just my opinion, right? But like when we talk about, oh, they freed the slaves. Okay, tell me, does this make sense? Logical sense? And if it do, then you know. So when they say they freed the slaves, how do you think, what do you think, like, okay, they went and freed like they went and saved them, right? They went and freed them.
But see, they had to do it some way, just like because it was mandatory. Just like when Camel is talking about mandatory, like turning your weapons mandatory, right? And they're gonna give you cash. Kind of like it's a way to make them do it, I guess. Like
No, that's why they fought the
voluntarily,
war. That's
but
why people,
mandatory.
but that's why they fought the war and people died. So I mean,
So they should have just gone around saying, "Hey, to each household, to each place,"
you free.
and,
But
and yeah,
if
not
you
give them incentive.
but if your intentions were to free the slaves, wouldn't you have something established for them? Like, wouldn't you, like, if you free somebody, where are you freeing them from? If you, what, how did they free them? They didn't
Where
actually
did they
free 'em.
go? How did they fend for themselves if they were under someone else? Like,
They didn't do nothing. They
how
didn't
did that
allocate
happen?
no resources. They didn't give them housing. They didn't do none of that. This,
Jobs.
No, they didn't give them nothing. They didn't say come
But
up north. They didn't actually go and make sure that they still wasn't in bondage. What they did was told the slave owners, you can't get free labor no more. That's what it was. It wasn't nothing about freeing them. It was because
oh,
the
so now
South
they had
was
to get.
getting. Listen to what I'm saying. Up north, what was happening was labor jobs, the steel, everything. You have to pay people. So the businesses, they was making money, but they had to pay people. Down south, they didn't have to pay nobody. Everything, all the labor was free because of slavery. So the South was thriving because they got free labor. All they fields, they cut all that stuff was free labor. So they just make it hand over money. The North
So are
ain't
you
like
saying they got paid to free whatever slaves they had, but then also they had to pay them for their labor? Like instead now they had to pay them, so they kept them and paid them for their
this
labor?
is where you get sharecropping from. So what they did was this: the slave owners say, yeah, you free, but you ain't got no place to go. So guess what? If you want to stay in that hut, if you want to be able to eat some of this food, you got to continue working. And what I'm gonna do if you continue
Mm,
working is let you stay in that house, and I give you some of
like
the
a
crop.
barter, like bartering.
But is it really? We do it. It's today. It's common today. It's done today.
It
You got
sounds like the
people.
same.
You got people working for 8 hours a day at McDonald's. They selling
Yeah.
Happy Meals for $10, but they only making $7. It's the same system.
Well, I saw somewhere where they talked about how back in the day it used to be where you worked for somewhere and they paid you with a credit at the grocery store. Like they didn't give you money. They were just like, "Here, you get to spend $200 at the grocery store." Like like a tab or something like that.
It's
Just
like
in general for people. Not
think how they pay people in prison. You getting 50 cents an hour for all that labor you're doing.
well, that's why
That
they say like we're all still in like everyone's a slave or
we
whatever.
still. If you got a
But
minimum wage job, if you got if you making $20 or less, I mean, shit, that's your time. So you can't look. I used to work for 1975, right? I thought that was good. I got benefits. I got all this stuff, right? You know, I make $45 in 30 minutes now.
right.
I can make what I made in 2 weeks. I can make that in one day.
Well, but people have like you have the freedom to do
But
however you want to make money.
I had to build myself like this though. That's the thing. You know, you
But
have to
yeah,
build. This is why people go to school. I know
they
people
didn't have
making.
choices. Like
Mhm.
what choices did they have? So it's still like slavery because
But then now we gotta go into Jim Crow. See, like this is what reparate. It's not just for slavery. You know, it's through all this other shit we had to go through when slavery was over. Black people, look, we've been behind the eight ball up until like the '60s or '70s because
yeah,
even Jim Crow, like we wasn't allowed. We had to pay taxes and do all this stuff, but we weren't allowed to have certain things. We couldn't drink at a damn water fountain. You know, redlining is still going on. They still
yeah, yeah,
using
yeah,
redlining tactics. You know, they still
yeah,
charging black people extra on internet banks.
yeah. That's why the reparations are necessary. At least, I mean, it doesn't make it right, but I know what
It's
you
some
mean.
type of compensation. It's a sorry. I mean, at least give us that shit. Sorry, you know. But see, and this is my thing too. This is why I don't understand why you don't give people respiration. I'm gonna have a positive point and I'm gonna have an ignorant point, right? One, this is the positive point. If you give black people reparations, we live in America. We don't own anything in America. So we what we go do? We go spend, we go help the economy. That's all it's go do. So whatever money you give us is go get put right back into
It's like a
other people's
stimulus
hands.
check.
That's all it really is. That's all it really is, just specifically for black people. Everybody else got one.
But if it helps you catch up, like if they do special programs, special things for like to help people catch up.
Man, look, you know what I would settle for. Me personally, if they came to me like, we want to give you reparation, I'd be like, let me live tax free until I die. Just do that for me. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. I don't have to pay no type of tax. Give that to me. I'll be all right.
Yeah, and you got other people like Gary who wants land, you know,
Yeah. Like
which
shit,
would be
ask the
good
people
too.
what they want. I'll be straight. Just don't let I can make my own money. Just let me have my money. I think I deserve that for everything that my ancestors went. Just let me have what I make. Just let me do that. Yeah, let me do that. We'll be all right. No house
Yeah,
taxes, none of that. Yeah. Tell me that. See, I'm a
help
hustler.
people buy houses. Give them
Yeah.
houses half off. Pay
Shit,
for
give
half
me
of the
like
house or the whole
buy.
house.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much government land there is. I mean, you sell it to foreigners. You might as well just give it to the people who are already here, who've been here, who helped build the country. And I'm not one of the people who would be like, this country was built. Like, look, this country was built. You know, black people had a lot to do with it. I will say that. But other people had, you know, parts in it too. So just give me my just do. Give me what we did. Just do that, and we all right. I mean, we fighting your wars. We have people who protect your streets. You know, shit. Just do.
So where did welfare come in? Where they say is that like a type of reparation?
No,
Where
welfare
they
wasn't
say,
even created. Welfare was created for the middle class white woman.
well, then why are they always saying that? Like, well, that's where it went wrong. Like
Be,
welfare.
because part of the stipulations that people got welfare was because their husbands like died in the war. And then like when the men came back, all the jobs was gone. Like all the jobs women was occupying was gone because the men came back. But some of them didn't come back. So now you got women out of jobs because the men came back and their husband gone. So they created a program to help them, you know, and then it helped whoever, you know. And then black people got in on it. But and see that even that, right? To me, that's just that to me, I won't even equate that. Like people say that's where it went wrong when black
Where it
women got on
broke up the
welfare,
black
broke
family.
up the black family. My family,
You
none
think
of my
it's an
family was
excuse?
ever like the. I'm not gonna say none of my family. Majority of my family wasn't on welfare, so I didn't experience that. Like we was poor. Like we used to, and we wasn't on welfare. We was on WIC. I was on a WIC program, but my grandmother was never on a government assistance. We grew everything. Like we live old school. Like the meat that we ate came from the guy down the street who used to go hunting. Came from the man up the street who used to go hunting. We used to barter. I remember
Mm.
taking like vegetables up the street and coming back with meat. I remember that as a kid. So I didn't grow up on welfare or government assistance. I didn't see that. You know, most of my family, you know, they OGs, they still married. You know, like my aunts
Okay, okay.
and
So then
uncle.
there's truth to that. There's truth to that.
Me
Because you're
personally,
saying you in your family, in your line of tree, your family tree, you didn't see that where the family gets broken up.
I think crack. Well, in my era, from me growing up, I wasn't, you know, born when welfare started. But what broke a lot of the families up, like even people in my family, was the crack. You know, that's what broke families up was the drugs, not welfare. They wasn't on welfare. And then, I mean, even the people who was on welfare, they men still was in the house. You know, when the social worker came out, you know, they was out the house. When social worker left, they back in the house. So, I mean, I don't
Well,
like people. I don't know, like that to me. That's an extreme. And then even to say that, then you have to say, uh, you literally have to say the women needed welfare. Like, what type of men are these who couldn't provide for their family at that time? Like a lot of my family was like auto workers. A lot of them was in the military. Um, so it was like, where was the man must not have been able to take care of the family for the woman to even apply for welfare.
Maybe depending on where they live, they didn't have those jobs available to them. Well, the military is
And
probably
that's
available to everyone, but
and
that wasn't an option for them.
but see that's what I'm saying. So you can't say, for me personally, you can't say that's what broke the black family up, because that wasn't the experience of all black people. I wouldn't even say that was the experience for majority. Did it happen? Oh, I think it did. I can see it happening, but I bet you it did the same thing for white people. Like right now, right? My wife, Middle Eastern, is people she know. Like they had a whole wedding and everything, right? I'm thinking they married, right? No, they just had the wedding. They didn't get the certificate signed, because if they
Mm,
did, then they wouldn't be able to stay on welfare.
mm.
So they had the wedding and everything. They just never signed the marriage license or none of that. They
Yeah,
never
I've seen that
documented
happen.
it. Yeah, because if they document it, then they lose their government assistance. My wife get mad. Like, these MFers taking advantage of my tax dollars. Like, oh man.
Well, see, but that's where the assistance does keep people down because they don't want to, they can't go make money because then it's going to take away the help. But they got to want to get out of that
Yeah,
cycle.
it's ways around that. Like right now, because I lost my eyesight, I get Social Security. But only thing you got to do is get an LLC. If you got a business, go get an LLC and let the business pay you.
Still income, though.
No, but you let the business pay you. I can determine how much I get paid.
But the LLC is in your name. Isn't that
Yeah.
still your income, though?
Nope. Is a LLC. That's not my income. That's the business.
So then you just pay yourself the allotted amount
Mm-hmm.
necessary to not lose your benefit. That's smart.
That's how white people do it. Who you think I learned this from? Like, look, man. Look, I know people who made their names LLC. Like their name is a LLC. So when they work a job, guess what happens? You know, when you get an LLC, you get an EIN number, right?
Yeah,
How many digits is the EIN number?
a few. It's not very
9.
long.
How many digits is the
9.
Social Security number? 9. So guess what you're paying at the end of the taxes? You paying at the end of the year. You're paying business taxes and not personal taxes. And now that your name is in the LLC and you're a sole proprietor and you got lights and gas and all that stuff in your LLC name, all those are business expenses. Yo,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
man, like I'm
you
telling
can
you,
write
like
off a bunch of stuff.
these people, boy, and we sitting there struggling, and they understand the system and using it to benefit them. That's what Trump did, man.
I was thinking today, like, remember I was telling you, like, I'm disappointed of all these, like, brown and black people, like, getting positions and then, like, making us look bad. But then I thought maybe they get into these positions and then they're like, they're going to take advantage because white people, like, these white people in politics take advantage and do all this stuff. So they do it too. But for some reason, it just stands out to me, even though everybody probably all the same does corruption. It just stands out to me because I feel like, dude, you should do better. But
Man,
maybe
look,
they're like, I'm gonna get mine.
and
They get theirs, I'm gonna get mine.
I look at it like this, like man, once you got to understand, like when you get to a certain level and you understand this is how the system is made, you go do one or two things. Either you go try to fight the system or you go participate. That's just what you go do. And if you fight it, you lose and lose. You go lose. The system been in place since we've been conscious. It ain't going nowhere.
My family has always said that this country makes you lie. That's the way the system's set up. That this country makes you lie.
Yeah, I mean it makes. I mean that's. I mean, look, either you can play someone else's game and tell them it's unfair because they wrote the rules, or you can learn the rules of the game and become a better player at it. That's just what it is, and like it feels good to think that, oh, we can actually make these people do this or do that or feel, man, look, they laughing at us. But then you see other people, like Amish people, they created their own game. But you know what they don't
Right.
do? They don't bother nobody. They ain't speaking out on no injustices in America. Do you see the Amish people doing that? Do you see the
They all
Amish
keep to
people?
themselves.
No, they mind their own goddamn business
They
and they don't
circulate their
bother.
own money.
Exactly. They don't bother nobody and don't nobody bother them. Anita, what up? Appreciate you, sis. Think about the
Hi,
country.
Anita.
Like, think about Dubai. Dubai is one of the richest countries. You'd think they have influence, right? So why they ain't speaking out against America? Because they doing their own shit. America ain't bothering them, and they ain't bothering America. That's how you do it. You either participate or you do your own thing and don't bother them. That's just how you do it. I mean, you can sit up here and beg these people to do this or do that. That's asinine, man. It's not. We've been doing that for so long. You say it don't work, but then you see other people. How do they make their stuff work? Oh, just they got a blueprint. Let's follow that. That's all you got to do. You can make it in America and not participate in the American system, as long as you don't disturb it. Just don't disturb it. Leave that shit alone, man. That's their system. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to. Just don't bother it. Shit. Everybody who in it participate. You went and got a birth certificate for your child. You signed off for that. Your child couldn't say, "Hey, I want to participate," so you did for them.
So what do the Amish do when their children are born? They're just don't
They
they're born
work.
at home, right?
Yeah, they got their own records and documents and all that. They got their own stuff, man.
They have like
They
midwives.
pay their taxes and they don't bother nobody. Whatever land tax they got, they pay that, and everybody cool.
Ah, that's wild. I mean, they've been able to do it. Well, and they talk about like, oh, this country is becoming. They want to make it a socialist country. Well,
Man,
there's this. What's that?
everybody got ideas on how to make this country run better, or how to make this happen, how to make that happen. Ain't
Well,
nothing
listen, I
broke. The people who in charge of it, they're benefiting, and if you want to benefit, you need to make it up to where they at. That's just how it is. And when you get there, remember, you're just a guest. Don't act like you own shit here. You're just a guest.
a number.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this girl in Cuba. She's got a YouTube channel. I don't know how she has a YouTube. I don't know if that's allowed in Cuba, but like I've always thought of Cuba, like they say, oh, they're like starving and they ration their food and things like that. But this girl, she documents like a day in her life. She shows you. She posts a lot. There's some stuff she's like she tries to hide her camera, but she's living good. She goes to the store. They already have like each. They already know her family count, so she's allotted X amount of she can like meat and things that she can buy. All the rest she has to do outside, like bartering, like you were saying how they barter.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, she goes to the gym. She has her little side gig at her house. She does nails. She's got a tutor for her kid. You see them like they're like kicking it, smoking, drinking. Like I feel like they're living a good life.
Look,
Cause
man, when you think in these third world countries, look, you have haves and have-nots everywhere. Like, is a million people that's poor in India, but it's some people living real good in India too. That's just how it is, man. That's just like here. Um, Even Cuba, man, Jamaica, Hades is people. I know a lady, doctor that work with me. Her family is still in Hades, man. They done built two mansions in
well,
Hades.
don't get me wrong, it's poor. Like where she lives, you see like there's trash on the street. It does look poor. And then the lights go out. I think she says the lights go out at 10. I think 10 p.m. So they have to use like I guess candlelight or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a curfew. They can't be out at night. But I'm thinking that's good because then that brings down the crime. You're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be out at night. You're gonna go to bed early. You're not gonna
Hmm.
be up unless you're up with a candle.
I mean, it's like people. It all depends. Like what we call freedom, ain't. I mean, some people don't view it as freedom. So yeah.
I
So
just think
this.
like she's living better than a lot of Americans,
Hmm.
because a lot of people are stressed. I feel like they're chilling. They don't look stressed. I
Right.
might be wrong. It's just a little glimpse in someone's life, but it made me think differently about that socialistic country.
Yeah, man. It's like even like the way they talked about Iraq, man. Like talking to my in laws, it was like the reason they didn't leave Iraq because of Saddam. They left because like the Muslims was like raiding shit, and they raided their area, so they had to dip. At first, they went into Egypt, and then they came here. But
So did they have like curfew over there? Was
I
their food
didn't.
rationed?
It wasn't food. No, my wife's family. They got she's her and her sister because her mother passed away. Her mother's family rich. They got mansions and shit over there.
So when they come over here and they got their liquor stores and their gas stations, how are they doing that? With money from their
Mm,
country or what?
Man, do you know most of the gold in Iraq is 24 karat? Her cousin came over here and he had a box of fucking gold, like bangles and necklaces. Man, he didn't even. It wasn't even half of it. And I seen this man walk out the store with 20,000. I'm
Wait, so
talking
they're
about not even half. Like it was. I don't even know if it was a quarter of what was in that box. And
so
that's what he living off of. He living off the gold.
so they're doing it off of their own money from their own country.
Yeah, a lot. That's how like they get tax breaks or whatever. But a lot of that, like when they come over here and build stuff and like building gas stations, a lot of them they build, so they buy the land. This is what they do, and I learned this, and I was like, damn, that's what I need to do. And before I lost my sight, I was trying to get into it. This is what they do: they will buy some land, they will build on the land, right? Like they'll build a gas station, and then they will rent the gas station out.
Oh yeah, definitely they make money doing that.
So
That's where the
they,
money's at, and yeah.
oh, that's Commander. That's Commander Anita. Yeah, they
Hi,
will
Anita.
they will I seen them do this. They will buy the land, right? They will build a strip mall on the land, right? And sell the strip mall, and the strip mall is paying them rent to be on the land. Like the people who buy the strip mall will pay them. Now they have to pay them because they didn't buy the land, they just bought the strip mall. So now they paying them or leasing the land from them. And then they rent out the strip mall and like man they hustle it so good, man. Like man, it's crazy.
That's their passive income.
Mm-hmm. That's how they build, you know. But it's just that opportunity, having that opportunity, the ability to do that. So I'm not gonna say, um, I'm not talking about some people come over here and get on assistance, but the people who own stuff, they coming over here with their own money. Some of them are butchers coming from over there.
Yeah, the doctors, engineers. But the
Mm-hmm.
perception is like that they come over here, and the people that have like those businesses, the perception is that they're getting some sort of assistance to do it, like
Mm-mm.
U.S. assistance, right? Mhm.
No, the only like I know in Michigan, I don't know everywhere else, but I know in Michigan they had a program where they was tax free. I forgot for how many years, like 5 or 7 years. So what they would do is they will sell it to somebody new coming over, so they can not, evade the taxes. So after that time period was up, they'd just sell it to somebody new coming over,
But
and
then can they do it again? Is it like
I
a one-time thing?
I don't think it's a one. I don't know how long that program started. I didn't even know it was a program. I used to think that's just what it was, but then I got real cool with the dude at the store, and when he sold it, he told me I'm selling it to my cousin, but it's still because he had all his family working there, so he had a way to pay his family. You know, his family can come over here work for him until they get on their feet, and then you know, and some of them came over here, worked for him, went to school. Some of them came over here, worked for him, and until they can buy their own spot. Or some of them came over here, worked for him, and then he'll put the store in their name. So they're on paper, they the owner, but he's still the owner.
Yeah, and they live in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Yep.
you seen assistance for like black-owned businesses? Have you seen assistance programs?
I've been looking for myself. I've been looking for something for myself. When I started my personal training company, I was applying for grants for like 3 months, and then I was like, because I was trying to buy this. It was this gym that shut down, and the guy he wanted, I think he wanted like 200,000 for the building and the equipment. So I was trying to find a grant so I can buy that, and couldn't get it. And at that time, I didn't have the money, and I couldn't get approved for the loan.
Yeah, see, they should have. I'm sure some of it exists. I don't know, but like
You got to
when
look
it's
for that shit, man. That shit hard. And then the fucked up thing is it's not just for like black Americans. So a lot of foreigners get to it before we can. Because when they come in doing their paperwork, they sign them up for them damn grants and shit.
yeah, because I was gonna say like people are mad, which they're talking about 150 up to 150,000 for immigrants to buy homes, but I think it's for everybody, right? Included immigrants.
I don't know.
Well, that's what they want to do. I don't think they've done it yet,
I
but
I
you don't know
know
what.
Kamala, her plan was something like that. I don't know what the what they trying to do. I don't think that's right.
I looked it up. It's only up to a certain amount,
I,
and there's only so much money in the pot. So once the money's gone, like you said, first come first serve. But then also the immigrant has to have enough income to be able to buy the house to qualify as well. So there's a catch to it.
I don't think I don't think that's fair. Like you just develop a program like that, but and again, like why you can't do something like that for reparation?
Exactly.
You know, if you can find money to give to an immigrant coming in this country, you can create some type of program um for black people who went through slavery. You can create something like that. I mean,
Specifically for black people. That way,
yeah,
like you said, first come first serve. A lot of people miss out on it. But if it's specifically for black Americans,
it'll be round one, round two, because next year you'll have some more money. So yeah, I mean I don't. There's so much they can do, but it ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna see it in my lifetime. That's just to give you hope. Did that news anchor get fired from ABC?
for being biased,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I seen something, I seen it on YouTube. I didn't see no official report or nothing. I seen something on YouTube like she got fired. I'm like,
The debate
uh,
moderators, the two,
yeah,
the
the black one, the black lady.
yeah, they were taking their digs at Trump.
Yeah, yeah, all that shit was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I felt like Trump could have done better,
Yeah,
and Kamala did good. I
she did
mean,
what
good for
she
what
for
it
what
is.
yeah for what I expected. I didn't think she was gonna
Yeah,
do that good.
yeah, she did better than I thought. She played on the emotions and circled it
Hmm.
around, but yeah, I thought Trump should have done better.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to like I heard it live. Most of it, I fell asleep. I think it's like 30 minutes left. But like even listening to it live, like the questions. I don't. I mean, the they asked like controversial questions that I think people wanted to know about to Trump. I think they could have did more with Kamala. I think they should have asked Kamala how does she identify herself. They should have asked her, not asked Trump.
Yeah, she never said. She
Yeah,
didn't say. She didn't answer the question. But I thought it was good that Trump said it doesn't matter. I thought
yeah,
that was good. But he should never said the cats and the dogs. I was like, people are gonna think he's
yeah,
crazy. That's just
yeah,
don't say that. That makes
yeah.
you look crazy.
But see, she looked crazy too. Like I thought, man, and see, I thought they was go fact checked her when Trump said I had nothing to do with Agenda 25. I thought they was gonna fact check her, and they didn't. I think they should have went at her with that. Like, well, why would you say that? Why do you think that? Well, yeah, because she said it twice. After the second time she said it, she ain't say it again. I didn't hear her bring it up again. But she brought it up twice, and they should have went in on it. I
But
think Trump should have said, "Well, why do you think that, Kamala?" I'm
no, but
telling you,
listen, he shook his head yes. I was like, why is he shaking his head yes on some of this stuff? My
he
was
shook
like,
his
he's processing it. No bullshit. Anything he like if he can't speak, we're looking at visual, his body language. He should shake his head no.
when
And he,
he did that. I took that as like, I got you. I think that was the I got you moment. That's how I took it. But
but then
look
there
at
was no follow up on it.
yeah, that's why. Yeah, initially I was like, oh, he about to get her, but he didn't. You know, I think they should. Yeah, Trump. His body language always been trash.
Yeah, he needs to work on that.
Man, her body language was. He got her uncomfortable a couple times. In the beginning, when I was like, oh, he got her. She's speaking while he's speaking, and he pissed her off.
Now they're saying that her earrings. Did you hear about her
And
earrings?
man, I was gonna do an upload. Like that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Like if you
That it's
think
the
about
same earring she wears all the time.
but think about this. Think about how an earbud works. You know why it works? Because it's in your ear canal. If that was
No,
emitting sound, that would have got picked up on the speaker.
no, but check it out. The Google glasses. It doesn't have to be in your earbud. It does not have to
No,
be in your earbud.
but what I'm saying, like even with those Google glasses, other people will hear it. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
well, I've had the Google glasses on and everything. Nobody hears anything. You
It
don't
might
hear it. Nobody else hears it, but you. That's what made me trip out on those Google glasses because they're just sitting on top of your ear like normal glasses, but
but
somehow
then
it's transmitting.
and if you sit by a mic and you play them Google glasses, it's gonna pick up
Yeah,
on that mic.
maybe the mic. I don't know.
The
It
mic won't
depends
pick
on
it up
how
unless
loud.
they mute the mic. Like if it's muted while Trump is talking, but it wasn't because she talked when he was talking. They was talking over each other. That would have picked up on the mic. Ain't no way she gonna hear that in her ear. And then you got to think, even the Google glasses, if you like the vibration of the sound is on top of your ear, the canal is right below that. You talking about something on your ear lobe?
Mhm.
That's different.
I don't
Your
know.
ear canal is. That's why you can like when you get hit in the head, you hear ringing because it's the way the canal is shafted. Especially look at the back of your ear. That's why them Google glasses work like that because the glasses I'm about to get are similar to that. Well, hopefully, if I get approved for them, but they read me the text through the glasses. Like I'll be able to look at something and it'll read it to me through the glasses. And when I was trying them on, um, I had my earbud. That's probably in my ear canal. But if you think about the earbud, like my wife heard as I was trying them and working them, my wife heard everything the glasses said because I had my earbud in. And the mic on my earbud is down.
They picked it up.
Yeah, but that ain't no way to move this microphone. And then I seen something. What was it Forbes? They was like, look, she's wearing her earbud earring. Like, no, she actually got earbuds in while she's wearing earrings. You see the cord from going from her ears to her phone. Those are actual. That's not the same. You didn't see the cord. I'm looking like y'all people reaching. Like people
Yeah.
love conspiracy theories, man.
Mhm. Like the fly. Remember the fly thing?
Yeah, like man, y'all tripping, bro.
Although I did see the Bill Gates thing with the mosquitoes.
Yeah. Oh
Did you
no,
see
they
that?
got stuff. Yeah, they got stuff like that.
Yeah.
They got stuff like that, but not. I mean, they been reaching too much. They had a picture of Beyonce. Like, look, she's morphing. I'm like, do you know what a pixel is, jackass? It's a distorted pixel. That's it. If you go through any picture or video and you freeze frame it, you're gonna get
Gonna
weird looking
pixelate.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like people be tripping. I
The whole
did see
cats
some
and
crazy shit though. I don't.
what?
I get to see the original video. It looked like Biden neck was moving. Like it was. I'm looking like maybe that's just old skin, but I'm looking like nah. That dude look like a mask. Like that shit look crazy. Like that looked crazy. I'm like, oh nah, but I don't believe nothing I see on the internet no more.
That's true. When they say they have body doubles, I don't know. I can't believe that. I mean, people have body doubles. I know, like actors and like,
Yeah,
but music artists. But yeah, I don't know. Some of the stuff is wild. But I did hear the cats and dogs thing. I heard somebody played what do you call it? Dispatch calls of people, and then video. So I don't know. I mean, that
now
stuff might be happening.
no, I don't like even you. And see, even that. Do you
Can
know
be
I can
fake.
create a dispatch call?
It can be faked. All of the stuff can be fake, but
Yeah,
it
because
just makes me think maybe it is happening. I don't know.
you know what you can't fake an incident report because it's gonna be stamped. So just pull the incident. If someone called and said and create and said, "Hey, my dog is missing," I think these Haitians people eating my dog. It's gonna be on an incident report. That's why they
Yeah.
called the city managers. That's what they was looking for. They was looking for reports that people made that their animals were being taken by immigrants. There was no reports.
Well, the
Like
one
I
guy calling in said they each that they had geese. They were holding geese, like
well
dead
that
geese or
that's
whatever.
not cats and dogs. I believe that because it's people. I've seen people like this is a park called Belle Isle, right? And I don't know where they was from. I think they was from like Somalia or something. We out there drinking, smoking, chilling, doing what we do. These motherfuckers was catching geese. I'm looking like, what the hell they about to do with that? My boy was like, oh, they about to eat those. I'm like, what? He
Or
was like, yeah,
sacrifice
man.
them.
Yeah, man. Like, so I believe that. I seen it was this like out in the suburbs, it was one of the geese got hit by a car. Man, this car stopped and picked it up, wrapped it up, and put it in the trunk. I'm looking like they will eat that motherfucker. Like, so I believe that, but taking people pets, like man, I was telling Tay, like Tay was like, oh, I believe that, and I said, think about this, man. I ain't trying to be funny, but let's be real. White people in America, they value their pets more than black people. So do you think if people was really coming to take these white, first of all, you go in a white person's yard and try to take their animal and see what happens? You boy,
Well,
and
I don't know. It
you
might
think
be
they
like a
about to
stray cat or something.
like it, but that's not a person's pet there.
But still, still.
I'm just saying. I'm
Listen, if
just
people
saying.
in my neighborhood are catching stray pets or whatever, even geese or at the
Man, do
pond, you see
you
the
man
ducks.
look?
I'm gonna have a
Yeah,
problem with that.
well, the ducks, the geese and stuff, but the straight like I wish somebody would come in my hood back in the day and get these damn stray animals out of here. Thank you. Knocking my damn garbage cans over. I had a stray dog impregnate one of my dogs. I was mad as hell, and I got a batch of mutts. I had a purebred Rottweiler, and now I don't know what the hell he was mixed with.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was mad as hell.
They can have the raccoons,
Yeah, the possums. Yeah, come get this. The
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 possums.
the squirrels with no fur on their tails. Come get these, man.
Well, if you think about it, like places out in the country, they eat the what do you call it? The road. I don't want to say the word, but
Hmm.
the road
Yeah,
K, like the animals that get ran over. They pick them up, stuff like
yeah.
that.
Make gumbo
I
out
don't
of it.
know. It's just we're not used to that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. Shit, I am. Shit, I didn't see
You're
no.
used to eating something off the road.
Well, not me. I'm used to seeing people do shit like that. So, I mean, not me per se, but I'm so happy I got my glasses. I can see all day.
You got your glasses?
Yeah, you ain't seen them? Oh, let me see.
Nice.
My wife said I look like
Your
I'm ready
prism
to.
glasses?
Yeah, my wife said I look like I'm ready to read a book.
All right, guys. Word's a nerd now.
Yeah, ready to read a book.
Nice. All right, 9. I'm going to jump off. Good night,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Good night, y'all. This was fun. I
Much love.
appreciate y'all. I thought it was gonna be this Thursday, maybe the weekend. I don't even know. Yeah. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations that run nations, that create nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, I'm out. Young Riaz, my bad, bro. Did I say what up to you? I was a kid. I thought I was from the UK my whole life and rejected my heritage. My bad, bro. I wasn't even look. I was sitting up here talking to Commander. My bad. You have a great one too, Didi. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you.